7.3, 7.4, going dead downwind. So yeah, boat feels really comfortable.
Fantastic. We're not journalists.
I'm Andrew Parks. I'm a professional sailor and sailmaker. I've sailed everything from the America's Cup through to dinghies, and I was also a yacht broker and new salesman for 25 years.
My name's Dan Jones. I also spent 20 years selling power and sailboats, and I've tested over 1,000 different boats over the last 30 years. We are not selling any of these boats. We don't have any affiliation with any of the brands or dealers, and we're not doing paid advertorials. These videos are just us sharing our experiences, so hopefully you can learn and help your boat life. So, Harvey, what are we on today?
Dan, today we're on the Gran Soleil 40 cruiser racer from Cantiero del Pardo, and yeah, it's a 40-foot cruiser racer. It's nicely equipped for club racing and IRC racing.
Yep.
It's got a carbon fibre mast, carbon fibre boom, carbon fibre rudder, composite wheels, deep racing keel with a stainless steel fin and a lead bulb. So pretty well everything you want for racing. We've got rod rigging, which is very low stretch and keeps the rig nicely set up and in tune.
Right.
And we've got some very nice racing sails as well. So this is going to be a fun sail to really see what this 40-footer can do. And we've got a cracking day on Sydney Harbour with a good nor'easter building. So
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, we're going to be out in the breeze in a couple of minutes. We're just coming around Bradley's Head. We've just been in the lee while we've set the drone in the air.
Yep.
And we're going to be in probably 15 knots of breeze in 3 or 4 minutes. So stand by.
Fantastic. So the plan is to just reach along for a little bit first.
Yep.
And then we'll go onto the wind and do a couple of tacks. And it's all just going to be dependent on the amount of drone battery we have, isn't it?
Yep, and the breeze is just bending around Bradley's, which is making life a little challenging. But,
yep. Do what we got to do. So, Gran Soleil, made in Italy. So Andrew, I'll do Andrew and Harvey so we don't mix each other up. How many of these, roughly, are they building per year, do you know?
Yeah, so Gran Soleil builds around about 30 yachts in total, sailing yachts in this line from 33 foot up to 60 foot.
Right.
And then they have a custom yard where they build the bigger boats in, from 60 up to 80.
Yep.
And they always stay at those sort of volumes. The boutique builder specialising in a semi-custom build.
This looks like a much sexier and, to be fair, from what we're seeing this morning, nicer put together boat compared to your mass market production sailing boat. But we shall find that out today, because we've got plenty more hours of sailing and testing, and it looks like we're almost about to get into that wind, Harvey.
Yep, it's coming into us. There's always this wind shift and shadow at Bradley's Head.
Yep.
It's something we've all grown to get used to. So we're going to have plenty of breeze in about 15 seconds. It'll be a big gust with a lift and then a lull, and then we'll be sailing.
And we've done this strategically, guys, because I need to find somewhere that's got a little bit of protection from the breeze to catch the drone. So we have to be a little bit creative, because these drone shots that you're watching on these sailing videos are the live actual shots. So if you've watched any of my powerboat videos, you're actually watching a recreation of the sea trial. But I really wanted for these sailing videos for you to see exactly what we're doing, because obviously there's another element to sailing, which is the sails. So that's what we're trying to achieve within the limits of our battery power. And I think I can see some breeze lines through the screen coming on us very soon. Harvey?
Yep. Oh, big gust about to hit us.
Nice.
Okay. All right, more breeze coming on. Hold the trim for a sec. Yep, hold that.
So, Harvey, can you feel the boat out first, and then tell everyone what we are experiencing?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get everything set up with the instruments.
Yeah, get your bearings first.
Okay, so we're just slowly coming up. Yep. slowly coming up onto a reach. We've got one racing boat enjoying the Wednesday afternoon racing in front of us. Just got to give way to him. He's on starboard, but also he's racing, so
We'll be courteous.
etiquette says that we should stay out of people's way if they're racing.
Absolutely. I see him.
Okay, so slowly trimming up here onto a 90-degree true wind angle.
And what's our wind speed now and boat speed?
Wind speed 16 knots. We're doing just on 8 knots of boat speed. So pretty respectable numbers. Boat feels nice and lively. And yeah, we've got a little bit of helm load, which you'd expect at this angle. Yeah, but the boat feels good.
Okay.
She feels nice and lively.
Because we are a single rudder.
Yeah, as opposed to the boats we've sailed the last few days. This yacht is only a single rudder design, which gives you much better performance, less drag, but it's a little bit more sensitive on the helm because as the boat heels, you know, we get a little bit of aeration around the rudder.
So we're lending ourselves towards a slightly more experienced sailor.
Yes, yeah, and you know, someone who's chasing, you know, the ultimate performance for IRC and high-level club racing.
Right. So give us any feedback you like on a reach, and then let's harden up and get on the wind.
We've sort of got 19 knots. We're doing 8.3, 8.4 knots of speed at a 90 true wind angle. That's pretty respectable. The boat feels good.
Rightio.
Yeah.
Let's harden up.
All right. So if Andrew wants to cleat the main sheet off, and the good thing about it is I've got the main sheet right in front of me. So if you want to go and trim the jib on, we'll come up on the wind. So I'm just going to sit down here, trim the main on, using the powered main sheet winch. Going to luff up, make life a bit easier for Andrew.
And he's just going to skirt the jib there. One of the challenges I've got here with flying the drone, guys, is I'm trying to keep the boat in frame, and so I can't necessarily see all the way to the top of the sails.
No, that's right. I'm just, we're a bit up and down with the trimming the main sheet.
And no, well look, I'm actually talking to the audience here, so if any of you guys want to see more of the sails, just talk to me in the comments below, and I can always just fly the drone a little bit higher and get the whole boat in shot. Or if you want to see the hull, talk to me again. We're really feeling our way through these tests. We're trying to give you a bit of an immersive experience. So when you're ready, fellas, let's do attack and roll through when it's safe to do so.
Okay. I'm just giving Andrew a bit of time to set up. Really good nor'easter here today, Dan.
Yep.
Feels great.
70% battery, but burning up fast.
Okay, ready, Andrew? Yep. Okay, tacking in 3, 2, 1, and tacking.
Drone crossing the bow. God, she's a good looking hull, this thing.
Yep.
What it.
Feels good on the helm.
Yep. So how did that feel through the tack there, Andrew?
Oh, look, it was good. I mean, to be honest, I did a slightly slower tack because there's only 2 of us sailing the boat.
Sure.
And it's 20 knots of breeze, so
yeah,
a slightly slower tack actually makes a more efficient one because you get the jib in quicker.
Yep.
And it's less grinding for the trimmer, so...
Yep, yep.
So we're just building speed now. Well,
I think let's build speed, and then I'm at 68%, but I'm going to need a bit to catch the drone.
Yeah, let's get her up to speed here. Yeah, hold the main there. That's good. Hold there, let me just build the numbers.
Oh, look at her part those waves, beautiful.
No more main than that. That's it. Okay, so Dan, here are the numbers.
Yep.
Got 18 to 20 knots of breeze.
Yep.
We're sailing at 7.3.
Yep.
Which is a pretty good number. 39-degree true wind angle.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, they're very acceptable numbers. You can see here there's plenty of pressure.
I can.
But the boat feels really good.
Yeah.
Really, you know, nicely balanced. Got a little bit of helm on, but you need to have helm on a boat like this to give you lift. So, yeah, she's performing nicely.
Let's bear away and see how she feels downwind, and I'm going to follow you.
Okay, so quick walk under the boom, all clear. Okay, so pass for the main sheet, Andrew. Okay, I'll release the main. Again, I can do that from here because it's right next to me.
Copy.
Okay, bow's coming down.
Drone coming behind you.
And we'll just bear away onto a broad reach.
Yep.
And that'll get us down behind Bradley's head. So tiny ease on the jib.
Now, because we're short-handed today,
Yep.
jibing is going to be, what, a little bit more tricky without an electric traveller, or what's your thoughts?
I think what we can do, we'll do one jibe, but the beauty of this setup is because we've got powered main sheet winches.
Yep.
We're just going to oversheet the jib,
Sure.
right, so we don't wrap any battens around the forestay.
Yep.
And then with Andrew on the new windward side, me on the old windward side, we can both push the buttons and centre the main.
Okay.
So we control the main through the jibe, safety first.
Yeah.
And then Andrew can do a big ease as we come out of the jibe.
100%.
So,
Yep.
just having a look for traffic because we are in the middle of a Wednesday fleet. All good here. So if you like, Andrew, just overshoot the
I'm going to
jib
clear
now.
the cockpit. Drone's on starboard aft quarter.
Yeah, okay, you happy there? All right. Okay, so Dan, we're just going to go into our jibe here.
Copy.
That's it.
Nicely done, gentlemen.
Not the prettiest jibe, but very safe, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. So, do you want to bear away as much as possible and give us some numbers, Andrew, and see
Yep,
any feedback?
yep. So, actually, if you like, Andy, why don't you goose me the jib? There we go. Okay, so we're sailing dead downwind in 14 knots of breeze.
Yep.
7 knots of boat speed. So yeah, that's sort of what you'd be doing if you were twilighting. Of course, you'd probably have the jib poled out,
Yep.
and you wouldn't have Andrew trying to hold the jib out while I trim it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what you'd be doing in your twilight race. 7.3, 7.4, going dead downwind. So yeah, boat feels really comfortable.
Fantastic. All right, let's get up and under Bradley's because
Yep.
we're running out of battery.
Okay, so if you like, mate, we'll just let's just drop the jib. Yeah, I've got the sheet here. Hi, I'm Andrew Parks and I'm on Minnect. If you'd like some help on speccing a boat like this up to suit your needs, or comparing it with other boats you might be considering, or you'd like some help in campaigning a boat to race, contact me on Minnect. Okay, so here we are under motor, Dan. We're at 2,000 revs and we've got an SOG of 6.2 knots. So we'll crank it up a little bit harder.
Got to say, noise levels are really minimal, noise and vibration as well.
Yeah, particularly on deck. You know,
Yeah.
the insulation down below is really good,
Yep.
but compared to some of the other boats that we've tested, you know,
With
they're
sharp
quite
drive.
noisy,
were.
noisy under motor.
Yeah.
So now we're at 2,500 RPM and we've got an SOG of 7.4 knots. And this is, you know, we've got a click on. It's probably, at cruising speed's probably 2,000,
Yep.
but, you know, the boat's motoring nicely, you know, with a 2-blade Gory propeller. Gonna go a little faster. Okay, that's max revs, 2,900 RPM. Boat speed is still building. Okay, so that's an SOG of 7.7 knots. And that's, you know, quite a comfortable speed if you're trying to get home before a southerly hits or you're delivering the boat up and down the coast.
And she's not bearing her ass too much compared to some boats we've tested this week.
No, and she's nice and quiet. You know,
Yeah.
We're having an easy conversation.
And no increase in vibrations.
No, the boat's very well mannered. So yeah, I'm just going to knock it back because that's max revs.
Yeah, let's go to a cruising revs.
Yeah, we're back at 2,000 RPM and very comfortable.
Probably doing 2.5 litres an hour at that.
Yeah, probably. Ridiculous.
It's funny compared to the powerboats. That's good. Wonderful, thank you, mate.
Okay.
The nice thing about this big deep rudder is that it's super sensitive. Like
Yeah.
I can steer this thing beautifully, very manoeuvrable, and the whole boat just follows.
Yeah.
So also it's nice having this engine control here. It's right at my foot.
Yep.
For control. Some people like to drive backwards.
So we call that foot control.
Foot control, or even sit down and do it as well, which is pretty comfy. It's always one boat coming out, isn't it? All right, we'll let him come out. Give him a bit of room here.
Everyone's leaving to go sailing.
Nice breeze out here. It's got to be getting up to 26, 27 knots now.
Yeah, I reckon.
Pretty breezy. So this does have a bow thruster as well on the boat, drop down thruster, which is nice to use, but really we probably won't use it today.
How long does it take to deploy?
So it'll deploy within about 5 seconds, and then it'll stay deployed for about a minute, and you can change that depending on how long you want to keep it down for.
Right.
So it's nice to, if you want to, you can come around this side of the helm,
Yeah.
which is, on this boat, super simple. So easy to do, which I don't mind doing actually, just to show you.
It's actually a nice way of parking because where you're facing is where you're going.
And all I'm worried about is this transom, nothing else. And if I want to change the speed, I can just lean forward, knock it down a bit, and no stress at all.
You're like a bus driver in that position.
Well, yeah, well, there could be a future role there.
Yeah. Keep it quiet, kids.
You never know. He's got really good control even at this speed, which is really nice. No need to stress. And she turns, so you can go past it almost and then flick in. The phone always rings when you're parking, of course.
Obligatory, yep. That's the most fun I've had this week, Andrew.
Yeah.
That really was great. I thoroughly enjoyed looking back through the drone at how good looking this thing is, particularly from the transom. This is a really unique hull shape when you look at it from the transom for a performance cruiser. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. Look at, and we had a quick look at the drone footage after we'd finished shooting some of the stuff, and yeah, some of those shots from astern really show off the lines of the boat, and it's got a very clean wake.
So you've had a chance to digest. We've been on board for 4, maybe going on 5 hours now. What are your thoughts, and who is the best suited to owning a boat like this? Who's going to see the most value out of one of these?
Well, I guess first of all, just talking to the performance of the boat, I was really impressed. We had a good stiff 20 knot nor'easter, classic summer breeze in Sydney, and the boat sailed beautifully upwind. It felt balanced. It's got really good stability. The carbon rudder never had any signs of letting go.
Yep.
Which was nice because we've been sailing some twin rudder boats of late, and they make life easy. So sailing a boat with one rudder, really good control, nice and light on the helm, but enough direct helm to give you feel and lift. Overall, that felt really good. I think if you're going to buy a Gran Soleil, it's not going to be your first boat, or if it was, it would be very rare. This is going to, be suited to someone who's had 1 or 2 boats before. They've had a production boat. They're enjoying their sailing. They just want a little bit more performance, or they just want to get to that anchorage a little quicker, and they're ready to step up.
Yep.
So that's where I see the the buyer for this, or someone like the owner of this boat, Lee, who enjoys his regatta sailing, wants to go to Port Stephens, wants to go to Hamo, wants to have some fun racing, enjoy his twilights and some Saturday racing. They're the sort of buyers I would envisage who'd be looking at the Gran Soleil 40.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And I guess when you look at this performance cruiser market as opposed to just buying a race boat, if you have something like this with a beautiful interior, you can still sell the thing in 5 or 10 years because it will actually appeal to a broader market.
Yeah, exactly. You know, race boats are great fun. I've spent a lot of time on them, but they really don't have great resale value.
They just tank.
Generally they do, and when you go to sell, you've got a really small market.
Yeah.
You know, you're aiming at only a few % of the overall market. With a cruising boat or a cruiser racer, you've got a much larger market to pitch to.
Yeah.
So you may spend a bit more money on the initial investment, but you'll probably get a good chunk of it back when you go to sell, if you've looked after the boat.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Thanks once again for your advice on that, Andrew. And guys, if you wanted to come along for the detailed tour through this boat, that's the next video. It'll be popping up on the screen any minute. Go ahead and click on that if you're interested. Thanks again, Andrew.
Thank you, Dan.
See you guys in the next video.
Yeah, see you next time.